In this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 reasons why I started and am continuing to make YouTube videos, and why you should get started on your own channel as well. A few of my friends have asked me why I started on YouTube, and I haven't been able to articulate a good, solid answer, so I'm hoping that in the future, if I am asked by my friends, I can just direct them to this video here. I just need to add a disclaimer that not all of these reasons were reasons that I had when I first started my YouTube channel, but they have evolved over time. Okay, so let's not waste any time. Reason number one is because I want to document my life. This will be beneficial for me because in 50 years time when I'm looking back in my life, I can have actual video footage of what I was like when I was younger. And then also, I think that hopefully it'll be beneficial for other people as well, because sharing experiences and knowledge is always a valuable thing. The inspiration for this came from a variety of places, but Gary Vee said it best when he uses phrases like document, don't create, and build in public. If you've watched my first video, you'd know that the reason that I started this YouTube channel was to document my process of starting my own business, starting a podcast, starting my personal website, and starting this YouTube channel. Because I felt that there wasn't a lot of content out there of people doing this from the ground up. A lot of the content that already exists that is about this kind of stuff is done retrospectively, once people have already made it. I felt that when I was in this situation, I would have loved to have seen a series where somebody else was going through the same process. And so that was my thinking behind initially starting my YouTube channel. However, I quickly realized that I didn't have the time to do all of these projects, so I've since dropped a couple of them. And while I am interested in continuing to document my process of starting a YouTube channel and in the future a blog, I'm kind of transitioning more to documenting my life, vlogs, and that kind of storytelling aspect of video making. Reason number two is because I wanted to earn some passive income in the long term to free up time, which is undoubtedly the most important and precious commodity. The beauty of passive income is that your income is not directly tied to the number of hours that you've worked, and so you're able to free up time to do the things that you truly want to. Recently, I watched one of Captain Sinbad's videos, which prompted me to think about what I would do if I won the lottery. I realized that right now, money isn't something that would make me that much happier. Sure, I'd be able to buy things that I want to, like a camera or a sit-stand desk. I'd be able to go to a restaurant and not have to worry about choosing something that was somewhat cheap on the menu. I'd be able to buy the things for my mum that she's always wanted. But really, what would make me happy is to be able to live the life that I want to on my terms without any external influences. There's a line in Tim Ferriss's 40-Hour Workweek book that really embodies how I feel about money at the moment. It's that people don't want to be millionaires. They want to experience what they believe only millions can buy. And what only millions can buy is time and freedom. So one of my goals with this channel is to hopefully earn some passive income in 3 to 5 years so that I can supplement my income as a junior doctor and hopefully work part-time in medicine. This will allow me to spend my time doing other things that I enjoy. I've realized that I gather immense happiness from having variety in my life and doing a multitude of things that interest me. Sometimes I just want to chill out and spend time with family and friends. At other times, I'd love to listen to what a patient tells me about their life and help them be able to solve the issues that they're facing. And at other times, I want to be making YouTube videos, sharing my thoughts and ideas, and creating something tangible. I truly believe that in order to feel like you've lived a long and satisfying life, you need to have variety in your life. Variety provides your brain with many more unique memories to process. If every working day were the same, then the days would blur together, your life would kind of compress and just feel a lot shorter. Reason number three is because I've found YouTube to be the perfect avenue for expressing my creativity. I've always thought that I wasn't a creative person. I was never into art, I never played any musical instruments, and I just thought that this was some kind of intrinsic defect that I had. As I've learned more and more about growth mindsets, what I've realized is that what's more likely is that I just haven't found a creative pursuit that I truly enjoy. As a result, I've been trying more and more creative pursuits recently, and what I've discovered is that writing and making videos are the two things that I enjoy the most at this stage, and YouTube provides me with the perfect platform to be able to do this. There's a deep satisfaction that I derive from creating something and publishing out for other people to see, and that's something that I haven't really felt in any other thing that I've done. And that's why I'm really enjoying making videos and publishing them on the internet. Reason number 4 is that making YouTube videos allows me to become a better storyteller, a better communicator, and a better thinker by forcing me to synthesize and articulate my thoughts. Storytelling has always been the way that humans communicate and connect with each other. Whether this be in oral or visual form, storytelling is an essential skill. There's an art to storytelling, and I really want to improve at it. And I've found that by creating videos, particularly vlogs, where I'm forced to create a compelling story from an otherwise standard day, it really gives me the opportunity to flex my creative muscles to tell a story in a more compelling manner. And I know I have a long way to go because currently my vlogs make me cringe so much and I don't find them interesting at all to watch. But I know that over time I'll get better, and so that's why I'm continuing to make them. In terms of improving my communication and thinking skills, there are often times when I'm having a conversation with someone and they ask me a question, and while I try and think and process this question and formulate a response and then communicate that back to them, I often struggle to find the words that I want to best communicate my perspective. Afterwards, I usually sit down with my journal and brain dump all the thoughts that I have. And while journaling can be a good way to get your thoughts out and into the open, it's not until I actually try and create a piece of content out of this conversation or out of this thought that I'm forced to really sit and think about how I'm going to structure this. When you're producing content for somebody else to consume, then that piece of content has to be well structured, it has to be easy to understand, it has to be logical and coherent. And if you're just, brain dumping your thoughts in your journal, then that process of really sifting through the ideas and structuring it doesn't necessarily happen. And for YouTube videos, when I'm forced to write these scripts, I, employ these skills of trying to structure responses into like 10 different reasons why I'm doing YouTube, because then it's more digestible and easier for you to understand. And, this process has definitely made me a better thinker and communicator. Reason number 5 is somewhat related to number 4, and that's because I want to become a better public speaker. I remember in year 2 when show and tell was all the rage, each student was allocated a particular day that they would need to talk in front of the class. My day was Friday, and I was generally the 3rd or 4th student on that day. And I remember in year 2 that whenever it was the person before me speaking, I would run off to the toilet and force myself to squeeze out a poo so that I could avoid my turn at presenting in front of the class. And while now I don't necessarily always run off to the toilet to try and avoid public speaking, I still don't feel comfortable in front of crowds and speaking in front of crowds. I want to become a powerful public speaker because I think it improves your chances of being successful irrespective of the field that you're in, and also just because it improves your overall communication ability. Okay, so given that this video is already quite long, I'm going to cut it off there and then put the next 5 reasons in a separate part 2 video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.